turns out that the first bird to take possession is obviously a big female.
Right.
Now, sometimes if we're still standing out and around, it's not going to be a female that takes possession. It's going to be a male, because they know that this is their opportunity to get a good feed, because they will be more capable of coming close to us. They're going to be less afraid of us,
right?
Because they know they're going to get a free meal by working on the dinner.
Right.
But if the female takes possession of it, they got to wait their line, or not get it at all. And so what I was filming for many, many hours every day for the 3 weeks was how a female would generally take possession, and immediately there'd be 3, 4, or 5, usually 4 or 5, occasionally more, males right behind her. I mean, the female is there, and the males are about there to start with, and there, and there, and there, and there.
Right.
And they're all around her. She's facing away.
Yeah.
Because they're behind her.
Right.
And they give her a chance to have a few mouthfuls. Now, as soon as she's had a few mouthfuls, the dominant male of that group, which is apparently assessed between them,
right?
So they know who's the
dominant.
Who's the dominant one. And he's usually already apparent to me as the dominant one, because he's the closest.
He's the closest. That would make sense.
Yeah, and he's the first one that I see that takes a step closer to her. And they've waited a few minutes until she's had a few mouthfuls. He takes a step. Nobody else does. Then she has another mouthful or two, and he takes another step. Now the other 3 or 4 take their first step.
Right.
I mean, and there's a hierarchy of males, and there's this hierarchy between her, definitely, and all the rest, which are male. So he's getting, every time, now maybe another minute goes by, maybe a minute and a half, and he gets to take another step. And then in a shorter period, another. And each of the others has gone one more step closer, but there may be slightly smaller steps. So he's getting a little bit closer all the time, and they're getting closer, but not quite as close.
Right.
Pretty soon, she occasionally throws a look at him over her shoulder, and he kind of looks, and maybe he crouches, but he looks, and he stays there. She goes back to eating. He gives her another 2 or 3 minutes. And she's taking another yank or two, and maybe she's into the guts, and she's got the liver and pulling it out. And pretty soon, he's taking another step. And she might even be looking at him, and he takes another one. Now, he's down to about 2.5, 3 feet from her.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right behind her. It's been 7, 8 minutes. She's taking more food. He's taking another fairly soon after next step. She goes down and has some more. He's now taking another step. His head is right by her tail at this point.
Wow.
She may even move her tail. It seemed an obvious thing she was doing. Moving her tail out of the road so he could come straight in. And another 2 or 3 minutes goes by, and he's got his head between her 2 legs, reaching for the food.
Almost like a chick.
And at this point, the others are maybe only 2 and 3 feet from them. But he is right there taking food between her 2 feet. I mean, her feet are like this.
Yeah.
His head is there,
Yeah.
And her head is right there because she's pulling at the meat.
Right.
So his head is between her 2 feet and a few inches below her beak.
Wow.
And this is pretty telling about something. I'm trying to put together what it's telling me, see?
Yeah.
It's telling me that for some reason, this big lady, it could be an adult or a juvenile, mostly juveniles because I'm getting more juveniles, is somehow letting another juvenile male, might even have been a male, an adult male, come up behind her and share. That's the operative word. She's allowing him to share that bloody food because she could do any number of things. Reach down and grab him by the head.
Yeah.
But he has done this slowly. It's been 7-8 minutes before he's got this close. Maybe 10 minutes.
Right.
And my conclusion in all this is that this is a really good indication of how this dominant big female is conditioning either herself or the male to sharing.
Okay.
Because I never witnessed a female coming up behind another female. They stand back and wait until the first female, if right off the bat, the one knows it's higher up the hierarchy than the one eating, she just goes in and knocks her out of the way.
Wow.
But if the one on the food is obviously dominant, this other female will land in front of it. 6 feet. And then it'll move up a little bit closer, but it gets lunged at,
right,
and it stays there. And finally, when the female that's eating has eaten half a crop, it might be 3/4, depending on the bird, but half or more, and the approaching female has said, that's it. Because the bird on the food, which has been eating, is now going to be less aggressive in defending its food because it's got half a crop.
It's had its food, yeah.
It's got half of a dinner. Yeah. And it's not worth killing each other because if you get grabbed by the head, this is what prompted this conversation,
right,
you're probably dead.
Right.
And if you get grabbed by the breast or somewhere, you're going to get maybe a body injury that could result in infection and death and so on.
Yeah.
And if you get grabbed by a wing, you can have a broken wing.
Right.
So these are not gentle moments. These are confrontational moments that have been worked out over hundreds of thousands of years to how one bird can show dominance, the other bird can accept it until there's a balance, and then something shifts that the one in possession of the food is less aggressive and less dominant, and the other one knows it can now demand, and it makes a lunge at it. And the other one,
like you say, because now that it has half a crop, it's not worth
fighting over. And that's my interpretation, of course, but I think it's theirs.
And the female's the most dominant, so they're allowing the other males to kind of
the one that's sneaking up behind.
The one that's sneaking up behind, yeah.
And they allow that.
Yeah, but they would not allow that with another female.
I have never seen it.
Right.
I have never seen it with a female to female, only this ring. And I have so many photos of these rings.
Right.
And in movies, because I've set it all up with the video time and time again. And I'm hoping to get some of these put up as a group so people can see this very obvious behavior.
So that's possibly, like looking from the photos there, like we said, possibly could have got struck by a vehicle, but you're saying most likely it wouldn't have been able to fly a further distance to kind of where it was found, but something like maybe it was caught in an altercation, punctured maybe in that neck area.
But I doubt that the female, an adult, is going to succumb to this.
Okay.
I doubt. I mean, because they've had these. She's had, 15, 20 years?
This one's fairly young. I think she's about 7.
About 7. Okay.
Yeah.
She still had gone up through 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7 years of experience in this potential confrontation.
Okay.
But she's had 7 years of avoiding it at has a confrontation.
Right.
She's been able to, they've both been able, whoever she's been confronting with, and they're doing it many times a day in many cases, they've learned how to navigate this confrontation so that both end up with dinner.
With dinner, right. Right. The only other thing could be maybe a territory battle for a nest then.
That's another thing.
Right.
That's another thing. That's not dealt with in the same way.
Yeah, because they've had intruders at their nest recently. They've shown me photos. There's actually a female that attacked the chick in there. I think the chick's about 85 or 86 days.
Oh, wow.
So there is, this female came
85 or 86, it should be flying.
Theirs seems to fly at like past 100 days.
Really?
Those ones seem to stick around. That's the Brody nest, right?
Suggest that the Florida birds are no, we won't say.
Yeah, but they. That's what I was saying to them, because that was the first initial worry, is that they thought maybe the mom has disappeared, and I remember it was around that 70-something days, and I was thinking, well, maybe the mom just is gone, right? Like, but theirs is different than ours, where their track record it's into like the 113-day mark, where the thing will stick around and then it leaves. So, but
we've had one that was 116 days.
Yeah.
And that one was it had been abandoned, we thought, for some weeks before by the parents.
Right.
It just didn't want to leave the nest. And we don't ultimately know what happened, because was it leaving the nest and getting food and then coming back? This was a bird out at UBC. And so you weren't sitting there all the time, wasn't on camera. And so nobody really quite know, except that the bird was there until it was 116 days of age.
Right.
And then it just disappeared. And so did it die, or did it finally say, I'm going north? I mean,
well, the Surrey nest, the Surrey Reserve lot, that year we had the one chick. Remember, the parents kept feeding it. It stuck around for almost 100 days, and the parents actually left the day before the chick did. The chick left the next day because it got 3 square meals that day before, and then both our parents took off, and then that was a lot. The next day, the chick hung around and took off. But it's odd, like I said, the ones in Florida, they seem to stick around well over that 100+ day.
Wow. Well, that's a long time.
And also, they wouldn't migrate. Also, the parents probably from that area as well. But you know the area well. That's the
I've certainly been there a number of times. But,
exactly.
There's two potential different ways for these more southern, warmer birds versus our colder temperature and colder ambient temperature tolerant bird reacting. One is, in the north, they tend to do everything a little bit more quickly because they don't have a very long season. It's shortened right up, you see. So they may put on their weight more quickly. Down south, there's no necessary great rush.
Right.
There's another thing down south. Most people don't notice this, but in Florida, they don't get the same long hours to hunt and eat that our birds do. See,
right.
You go up to Prince Rupert, and hell, it's only dark for 4 hours.
That's true.
And you go a little farther north, it's not dark at all.
Juneau, like Alaska. Yeah, right.
It's not dark at all. So that gives a much longer feeding period, a bigger growing period, and maybe a shortened nest period.
Right.
Because they got to get the hell out of there because it's going to be freezing up in a few days.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So, and down in Florida, there's a much more consistent. There's a shorter day and a longer night, so there's a shorter feeding period. So maybe the chicks don't get as much food or have as many hours in the day to process food as they would if they were up here.
Up here, right.
So there's a whole bunch of conflicting things happening here.
Right.
And not always is it easy to kind of sort them all out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they were. Like I said, we were just trying to more figure out just from the kind of some photos, kind of what happened to that one. And
yeah, well, boy, when you get to a specific bird and you
Yeah.
only have a couple of incidents of fact, and you don't even have all the facts at that instance. I mean, one fact you do have is the photo of the bird is dead.
Yes, yes.
And well, not doing anything else now. But how did it get to that state of deadness?
Yeah, and it's just from the photos,
that's not really known. I mean,
yeah, and
a lot of people are thinking it's a car accident. Others are inferring it was shot. And,
right.
And maybe, is there an overhead potential wire where it hit the wire and bashed its head?
Possibly, right?
I mean, because
yeah,
it could have been then in some kind of conflict with another pair, and they could have been avoiding each other. Or a predator, or a crow, or a raven.
Yeah.
Do they have ravens there?
I don't. Actually, that's a good question. I'm not sure if they do.
Have crows, but I can't remember whether they have ravens.
Yeah, ravens are. Yeah.
Yeah, well, they're
quite a bit. Quite a bit bigger, for sure.
They're quite a bit bigger, but they can also be more aggressive.
Yeah.
North of here, the raven is more likely to be the egg stealer.
Yeah, there's a few nests. The island that you help repopulate. There was a pair actually that ravens got to their eggs and just picked it right up in the beak there, right?
Yeah, on our film.
Yeah, recently, like they just laid not that long ago. It's a live camera nest.
Where is this?
The Catalina Island.
California.
California.
Yeah.
They seem to zoom in, and then it's nothing for them to actually in that Big Bear nest too. Big Bear, California. They got the first round of eggs. The ravens.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. Our crows, I guess, would more. You have to peck at. They'll use their beak, peck. And these can just pick the thing right up.
I don't think they could lift an egg up.
Yeah.
A crow.
Yeah, a raven, no problem, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
We have on the Sydney nest a raven picking. It's all on a continuous time loop. She jumps off because something is bothering her, and whether it was the raven doing something else, I don't know. She jumps off, makes a big loop around. It's 56 seconds, if I remember the time frame on the thing correctly. And between when she leaves and comes back, and a raven lands on the side of the nest, grabs the egg, and is gone. And within about 7 or 8 more seconds, she re-lands on the nest. And just screams and hollers. And of course, the egg is gone now.
It's quite interesting. It's like they're working. They work as a team almost. They know one can distract, get the eagle to fly off, and then the other one can swoop in.
I've twice seen this.
That's what they try to do at the Surrey. They were even nipping. I have video of them nipping at the dad's tail to try to get one off, and there's another one just over there ready to kind of go in.
Sometimes they're both in the edge of the nest, one behind, one in front, and the one at the back is pulling at the tail, and the one in the front is just waiting to lunge in underneath and grab that egg. And I saw that happen in Ketchikan.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
The nest, because I'm sitting there watching her from the ground, and they're both working her.
Wow.
2 ravens, and yeah, God, it's it definitely gives you an appreciation of that bird's intelligence, because it's right there. Both of them are one's touching the eagle on the tail, and the other is 6 inches in front of the beak.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
All right.